Chicago Bears take on the Washington Commanders in a short week on Thursday Night Football. So let's talk about it. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, my NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears and breaking down their matchup against the Commanders. So if you are a Bears fan, hit the big red subscribe button down below, people. Bears content all season long. You don't want to miss it. Make sure you're following me on all my social media platforms. Hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. I'm going to give you guys my preview before every game, post-game reaction, all of that and more. And in this video talking about this game, let's talk about the preview for it, and let's give you guys a score prediction at the very end and on who I think wins this matchup. So let's go. All right, so as we always do, let's start with the numbers. First and foremost, the Chicago Bears are favored in this game by 1 point. Believe it or not, the Commanders started out as favorites in this matchup when the line opened up, and it went all the way over to the Bears side of things here. Commanders are only 1 point favored, so it's kind of been hovering between the two of them. But as of the last time I saw the betting odds, the Bears are favored by 1 point. And the over-under this game is set at 38, so a low total. Now, the Commanders have put up some points this season. The Bears' offense seems to have been improving, but we can say these offenses both still not very good. So that over-under, I'm not surprised, okay? The Bears are 2-3 on the year. The Commanders are 1-4. The Bears are third in their division, and the Commanders, I believe, are dead last in an NFC East, and not a lot of people saw that coming. All right, folks, you know, Eagles undefeated, Cowboys and Giants both 4-1. It's just, the NFL is crazy, man. All right, a couple more things here for you guys. So taking a look at this matchup for both teams, the Bears and the Commanders, specifically on the defensive side, both defenses actually aren't very good. The Commanders are 17th overall on the year, which is, I guess, decent, but it's still below average. And the Bears are 22nd. So actually the Bears defense overall is worse, numbers-wise, statistically, than the Commanders. The Commanders are 19th against the pass and 14th against the rush, so they're a little bit better stopping the run than they're stopping the pass. And the Bears, kind of the other way here, they're 9th against the pass. They're better at stopping the pass, and they're 31st against the rush. They're one of the worst teams at stopping the football, at stopping teams from rushing the football on them. So just want to point those numbers out for you guys because it's going to take into account when I talk about my keys here. And really my first key here for the Chicago Bears going into this game is going to be focus on the passing game. Now, you saw the numbers here. The Commanders are 19th against the pass, 14th against the rush. So it's not a huge difference, but if you take a little bit closer of a look here, number one wide receivers have torn apart the Commanders. All right, just completely shredded them. Couple of numbers here for you guys. Christian Kirk, first game of the season, 6 for 117 against the Commanders. Amon-Ra St. Brown, next game, 9 for 116 and 2 touchdowns. Devontae Smith, 8 for 169 and a touchdown. Oh, in the same game, A.J. Brown, 5 for 85 and a touchdown. Next week after that, CeeDee Lamb, 6 catches, 97 yards and a touchdown. And last week, the Commanders played the Titans, who really don't have a number one receiver. I mean, it's Robert Woods, it's guys like Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, and even a guy like that put up 72 yards and 2 catches. So if the Titans had a number one receiver like A.J. Brown, he would have put up numbers. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is this should be the Darnell Mooney game, because wide receiver ones have completely shredded this pass defense. This pass defense for the Commanders. And Darnell Mooney has shown the flashes once again, right? The incredible catch last week against the Vikings. 2 weeks ago, put up 94 receiving yards. Like, he is starting to sort of produce here, and we need a breakout game for Mooney this season, right? This is the perfect time for Mooney to go like 5 catches for 110 yards and a touchdown, or maybe 2. Like, there's no reason it shouldn't happen. I need Justin Fields to go ahead and relentlessly target Darnell Mooney, because I'm telling you, the Commanders' defense isn't very good. All right? Yeah, certainly you can rush the football, and, I'd want the Bears to do so. Maybe a little mix like it's been. Like the game plan against the Vikings, I like that. A little mix of pass, a little mix of rush. But this has to be the Darnell Mooney game. He needs to be featured heavily in this one, just based off of what we've seen the Commanders give up. And it's time for Justin Fields to keep building on the passing game last week that he had against the Vikings. So what I've told you guys the past couple of weeks, minimum of 20 passes from this man. Minimum for Justin Fields, because we need the development to happen. And now I'm hoping that, the receivers step up here. So besides Mooney, who else is there? Well, you got Cole Kmet. Obviously, he's a tight end, but he's still a receiver. And then Dante Pettis had 2 drops, or probably more against the Vikings, man. I don't know if I want to see any more of him. Same thing with Amir Smith-Marset after that horrendous performance that he had. So maybe we need more of Equanimeous St. Brown, more Velus Jones Jr. in this one. Please, let's get Velus more playing time. I think he's explosive. He gives a pop to this offense. We need to get the ball in the hands of our playmaking receivers and let them create. But yeah, Justin Fields, he needs to go ahead and air it out in this one a little bit more than I would say we need to run the football here, just based off of the defense that we're playing. But yeah, folks, overall, this Commanders defense isn't very good. I think we should have our way with them. I think it's just a matter of increasing certain guys' playing time and reducing others and featuring your main guy, Darnell Mooney, in this one on the offensive side. Flipping it over to the other side here, as far as the Bears defense, it hasn't been very good. I just told you the numbers here. 31st against the rush and 9th against the pass. Now, the good thing is for the Bears that the Commanders don't really have a legit RB1, like a top running back on their team. They just got Brian Robinson back after his leg injury, and he's got potential, but he hasn't proved anything in the NFL, right? And Antonio Gibson has had fumbling issues his whole career. So the Commanders really don't have a guy who can literally, force the ball down your throat and just run it every single time that they can feed to like a guy like a Derrick Henry. So that's why I feel pretty solid about the fact that even though our run defense is horrible and we got run all over by Dalvin Cook last week, I don't know if that happens this week just because the Commanders just don't have the personnel to do so. So it's going to be a dose of them airing out the football with Carson Wentz and company. Now, the Bears pass rush has been very poor, but this is the way you go ahead and you neutralize this team is you get pressure on Carson Wentz. Because when Carson Wentz gets pressure on him, he folds like a cheap tent. That's what you need him to do. I know the Eagles' defense is much, much, much better, but they were able to get all to Carson Wentz all day and long, and that was a blowout here. So I need Robert Quinn. I need Al-Qadim Muhammad. I need Justin Jones. I need all these guys to get some pressure on Carson Wentz and get sacks, because that's how you're going to neutralize this offense, because they do have some playmakers, and Carson Wentz isn't terrible. He can still get the football in the hands of his playmakers like a Terry McLaurin, like a Curtis Samuel, who's having a great season, and even a guy like a Jahan Dotson, the rookie receiver. I don't know if he's going to play this week, but even he could be a difference maker. So I actually am scared a little bit of their weapons. But how do you stop that? You go ahead and don't even let Carson Wentz get them the football by getting him down on his back and getting the pass rush and getting to him and sacking him. So to me, that's really going to be the key here for the Bears defensively. I don't know if they'll be able to do it because the pass rush has been non-existent, but that's how you go ahead and you get to Carson Wentz. Ultimately, folks, taking a look at this matchup from an overall perspective, to me right now, after that whole fiasco that happened with Ron Rivera and Carson Wentz, in which Ron Rivera basically called out his quarterback and said the quarterback's the reason they're not successful. It's the reason they're 1-4, which I don't agree with throwing your quarterback on the bus like that, but not my team. After all that, I just feel like the Commanders are trending downwards. They're on the road. The Bears are going to be hyped. And I know they lost last week, but they put up a fight against the Vikings. And the Vikings are a much better team than the Commanders. So I feel like the Bears are going to come out here. By the way, they're going to be wearing their orange jerseys with the orange helmet. That's going to be fun. Look out for that. And I really think the Bears have the advantage here. I really feel like the passing offense will have its best game. I feel like the defense will be able to get to Carson Wentz. I do think the Commanders will put up points, and it will be a close game. But give me the Bears slightly in this one. Final score, 24-21. Chicago Bears win against the Commanders on Thursday Night Football at home. Justin Fields gets it done. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below as always. Thanks.